Welcome visitors, welcome to a very special event we have today. This event is special for a few reasons. Excuse me, I'll mute that person. Let me begin again. Welcome visitors. Welcome to a very special event we have today. This event is special for a few reasons. We have some really great sponsors, a local coffee shop in Doral called Vicky Bakery. Please go and enjoy a cafecito and some croqueta at Vicky's Bakery. We love supporting our local Doral businesses. We are happy to have collaborated with them today. The purpose of today's special discussion is to discuss art, culture, and DORCAM, the Doral Contemporary Art Museum, which our guests today will bring positive announcements to the community during these difficult times. This will be a very interesting topic as usually discussing business. But today it is a little different. We're going to be talking about our community, and what better way to do that than with representatives from the community of Doral. With that, I would like to start off by introducing our fabulous board members, starting with our president, International Business Attorney, Santiago Cueto. We also have Vice President Relationship Manager at JP Morgan Chase, Dora Jalova. We also have Immigration Attorney, Leslie Snyder. Business Attorney, Lily Sir. Myself, Shirley Lopez. I'm a process server in virtual notary, and I serve as the secretary. Alex Vivas, who is representing Marketing Strategies, a marketing agency. She is the Doral Bar Association's Marketing Committee Chair. Pete De La Torre, representing the Business Forum Group as an advisory board member. And Marcelo Lobel, representing DORCAM, also an advisory board member. And last but not least, financial advisor Armando Fernandez as our treasurer. Today's agenda is simple. We will recognize our sponsors, introduce our moderator and speakers, and have a lively discussion. Afterwards, we will open up for questions. So please, if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. I will be monitoring the chat, but at the end, we will also open it up so that you can ask the questions yourself. So we'll be raising your virtual hands. Please also feel free to leave your contact information in the chat. This is a great way for us to network with you as well. With that, I would love to thank Banesco Bank as our main sponsor of these events. If we were meeting in person, we would be meeting at the Doral branch in their lobby, and they would be providing breakfast. I'd also like to thank Leslie Snyder, PA, for sponsoring the Zoom link today, DORCAM, and the Forum Business Group, as always, for helping promoting our events. A round of applause for Marketing Strategies, who takes care of our emails and social media. And of course, I would like to thank Vicky Bakery. Everyone present today will be receiving a gift certificate courtesy of Vicky Bakery and Banesco Bank. You must be registered in order to receive a gift certificate. So make sure that you have registered at our Eventbrite link. Today, we have David Van Sky, VP Market Leader at Banesco USA. He will say a few words after this brief video from Banesco. Great. So David, would you like to say a few words?
Good morning, Doral Bar. My name is David Van Sky. I'm the market leader for the Brickell branch. However, I have to say that having been in the financial services industry since the late 80s, I've always had to make trips across the county over to Doral at least once, usually twice a week, because there are so many great businesses up and coming over in Doral. So I'm really excited to hear from Juan Carlos Bermudez about everything that's going on in the city. I know that he's been very involved even before he became mayor, and when Doral was founded under the civic organization One Doral. So I'm excited to hear from him and about the museum. So with that, I'll let you take away.
Thank you so much, David. As always, we always appreciate everything that Banesco also does for the Doral Bar Association. So now we'll head over to our panel. I want to introduce Dainy Tapia. She is our moderator for today. Dainy Tapia is the Communications and Community Outreach Director of the Doral Contemporary Art Museum, also known as DORCAM, and has been collaborating with the museum since 2018. Dainy is a resident of the City of Doral since 2009 and holds a master's in communications degree from NYIT in New York. Take it away, Dainy.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, the Doral Bar Association, for having us today. I'm very excited to being able to moderate this talk, which I'm sure is going to be very interesting. Before, I'm going to introduce our guest speakers. Mayor Juan Carlos Bermudez. Juan Carlos J.C. Bermudez is the founding mayor of the City of Doral and has served for the first 9.5 years of the city's existence. Re-elected as mayor in 2016, he is currently a member of the advisory board of the United States Conference of Mayors, as well as board member of the Miami-Dade County Transportation Planning Organization. Thank you so much, Mayor Bermudez, for joining us today. Dr. Flor Mayoral is a board-certified dermatologist and has over 30 years of experience committed to continued research of medical and cosmetic anti-aging procedures at her own practice located in Coral Gables. Dr. Mayoral serves as the VP of the board of DORCAM, the Doral Contemporary Art Museum. So thank you, Flor. Welcome both. And before we start with our questions, Shirley, could we play the first video that we have queued?
Hello, I'm Doral Mayor Juan Carlos Bermudez. I'm here at the Bronze Foundry, Art and Sculpture Unlimited, to announce an exciting new art and cultural opportunity in collaboration with the Doral Contemporary Museum of Art. World-renowned Spanish artist Manolo Valdés will be bringing his sculptures to our wonderful city of Doral in December for a 6-month exhibit. These sculptures, ones behind me, have been featured around the world in cities like Paris and Rome. And now they will make our city come alive with the beauty of his work. I want to thank DORCAM for their hard work in bringing this to our great community. I look forward to enjoying this wonderful project and event alongside all of you and your families in the coming months. Stay tuned for more details and announcements on social media at cityofdoral.com.
Thank you, Shirley. So before we start talking more in detail about this interesting and exciting event, I would like to pose a question to Mayor Bermudez and start by asking why, in your view, Mayor, is so arts and culture are an important part of what the city has to offer, or are an important part of the city of Doral.
Well, Dainy, first of all, thank you to you. Thank you, Flor, for being with us today also, and Marcelo, and certainly thank you to the Doral Bar Association and to Banesco. And David, we got to get you over the bridge a little bit more often. So thank you to the Doral Bar Association. Before I start, can somebody actually send me an application? Because I am a lawyer and I do live in Doral, and I'm the mayor of Doral. So please send me an application. I've been wanting to be a member for a long time. I can be a member even though I'm mayor, because even though my law practice is in Coral Gables, I want to be a member of the Doral Bar Association. So thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I think that, you know, the most important thing for us when we began as a city, and David made reference to what was Doral back in 2003 before we were a city, we were really just an area that was known as a commercial area in large part, not we had a residential component, but it wasn't really as large as it is today. We certainly didn't have a downtown Doral. We certainly didn't have some of the things that we have today. And part of the reason we incorporated was to create a sense of community, which included a park system that we've expanded upon and made it one of the best in the state, if not the nation. It included, obviously, an economic plan to create a downtown area to expand our presence in the medical industry in particular, to make sure that we brought in banks and hotels and Class A office space. And many of those things were accomplished subsequent to that original master plan. But part of the component was also to make our city an area where you could not have to travel east all the time to have culture. Miami at the time, and now more so, we have the Avian Arts Center, but the Frost Museum, other entities. But back then, Miami at the time was kind of in the process of moving in the direction of becoming a much more active cultural community than it had been before. Unfortunately, most of the facilities were east of, or are east of, still today, east of I-95 and certainly east of the Palmetto. So when I had a chance and ran into Marcelo and Flor when I came back here for my term beginning in 2016, when the residents asked me to come back, I got past the chaos. I think that one of the things that mattered was to us, and I ran to Flor and Marcelo, was the opportunity to really expand culture. And expand culture, we were already doing some cultural events through our parks department. We have, those of you who know Doral know that we do Ritmo Doral, which we bring in our sister cities from Colombia, Aruba, et cetera. And we have some wonderful events. We do a lot of things at a more local level during the holidays. But this presented a wonderful opportunity to work with a group of individuals that are very committed to trying to create something from the ground up out here in a partnership with the city. In West Dade. I see it not only, I see the Doral Contemporary Art Museum not only as, you know, beneficial for Doral, I see it as beneficial for all of Dade County, and in particular, the western part of the county, where there truly is few opportunities to do what gets done culturally east of I-95. So it's a very exciting time for us, and we'll talk a little bit in a little bit. I'll let Flor talk about that more so than I, the Manolo Valdés exhibit and some of the things that are happening or already have happened actually, because DORCAM's done a lot with little. As a city, you know, for us, what's been very important is we are breaking ground on our cultural center here in downtown Doral, which is part of our $150 million bond project. We're breaking ground on that probably in about a month. And hopefully that'll be completed at some point toward the end of next year. And then the second thing, you know, as DORCAM has created that excitement, we will be having here in downtown Doral the Nutcracker from the Miami City Ballet for 2 weeks here in downtown Doral at downtown Doral Park, and a very unique opportunity during COVID to have the Miami City Ballet actually do the traditional event that they do with the Nutcracker. Since they can't do it inside because of limitations, we're going to do it out here in Doral. So it's a very exciting time for us. I can tell you that the DORCAM has been at the forefront of pushing, you know, that agenda of bringing culture. And I know, you know, in the past, I want to thank Miami-Dade College. I don't know if anybody's on here, but when we started, Miami-Dade College was really our partner in helping bring culture to Doral and to West Dade. And, you know, those who've been around Doral a long time know that it wasn't easy because we were a brand new city. I've now had the opportunity to be at events at Coral Gables, where the mayor of Coral Gables tells me, hey, it's really exciting what's going on with Doral and all the cultural events that you're having. And DORCAM is a key component of that. So I'm a big supporter of them. I'm, you know, and I want to be clear on this, because sometimes people talk about culture and they, you know, it could be many things to many different people. Those of you who know me know my wife loves the ballet, but I actually like reading in the theater. So One of the things that I think is important is we're bringing world-class culture to Doral. What's happening with Manolo Valdés's exhibit is something that you'll see in a couple of minutes, has only happened in great cities around the world. So I'm very excited about it. And I want to thank DORCAM for really helping us push the agenda. And I want to, Marcelo and Flor know that I can be cantankerous sometimes when they call me because I've got so many other things on my mind. But I want to thank them both, and really the whole DORCAM team, Dainy, everybody else, for pushing that agenda, because it's very important. And I'm so happy that in this budget, we were able to now begin to solidify that partnership. And I look forward to many more years of a partnership with the Doral Contemporary Art Museum.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Flor, now I would like to give you an opportunity to let people that might not be as familiar with the museum know a little bit about our history. How was the, how long we have been around, and how was the idea of the museum realized from the beginning, before we start talking about the really exciting news.
Okay, thank you for having me. And before I start, if it wasn't for Lily Sir and Associates, and if it wasn't for the mayor, we wouldn't be sitting here today talking about this. I know that he's cantankerous at times. Thank you for recognizing it. But we're really grateful to you and for your efforts and your support. And yes, Marcelo is a pituita. He continues to bother you all the time. And I think because of Marcelo, we're also here today. And Dainy has never let us down, and she's always been there no matter what. So we're a little team of people that are trying to do a lot for Doral. And our first exhibition was actually on my daughter's wedding in 2012. Marcelo couldn't go because he was either going to be at the wedding or at the exhibition in one of the industrial spaces. And little by little, we have done more and more exhibitions. And in 2017, the mayor and the entire board and the entire council voted unanimously to approve us as a concept of a museum in Doral. We're still looking for a building. So if you have a building you want to give us, let us know. But we have done several exhibitions, and the last big exhibition was in 2018 at the Collection Suites. We had over 150 artists, and we had 20 collectors showing in 60,000 square feet of space. On the opening night, we had over 1,000 visitors, and it was an incredibly successful exhibition in a space that was different. And we have always had to be inventive in the way that we show art, because we have to adapt to coming situations. So this is really not that difficult for us, because we always make up stories of how we should do exhibitions. We've done them at the City Hall. We've done them in other spaces. We have done collective exhibitions. We've done them in Midtown. I mean, everywhere in Miami. And what I think of when I think of this Manolo Valdés exhibition, I remember Cristo. And if people have never seen the islands of Miami, and they have never thought of them and had never seen them before, when they close their eyes now, they see Cristo. I know that we don't have a G7 this year in Doral, but when people close their eyes, I hope that what they see when they think of Doral are these sculptures all over the place. They are magnificent. And if it wasn't for Marcelo, we wouldn't be having this exhibition with Manolo Valdés. He's internationally known. He's an incredible artist. He's been everywhere in the world, and we're incredibly lucky to have him here. And we don't want to make it a Doral thing. We want to make it a Miami-Dade County and an international thing, because this really is the biggest exhibition he's ever done. We're going to have over 18 sculptures of his. And the biggest exhibitions to date has included maybe 5 to 7 of his monumental sculptures. So this is not a small thing. This is huge. And we would like to remind you guys that we are definitely a fledgling institution. And remember, Gift Miami Day is on November 19th. Your tax deductible contribution will be very welcome by us. So if you want to help us out, please do. But no matter what happens, you're going to see world-class art starting in December, and it will be around for 6 months. So you need to go and enjoy it. The monuments are beyond spectacular. They're different media. They're made out of wood. They're made out of bronze. They are made out of marble. And I think that it would just be something spectacular for everyone to enjoy.
Flor, I think this is a great time for showing people a small video that we have prepared about Manolo Valdés. So Shirley, if you could please play so people know what to expect. Doral sure is going to be in great company there. That's amazing. So, Mr. Mayor, if you would like to tell us a little bit, how was this idea, you know, what did you thought originally of this idea when it was presented to you, and what are your expectations for the city when this is in place?
Yeah, I first of all, really all the credit goes to Marcelo and Flor and the DORCAM team, and Marcelo in particular, who thought of, you know, obviously thought of this wonderful idea. He invited me over to the foundry, which is right outside of Doral, and ironically, a Doral resident is the one who does the work, Lazaro. So I had an opportunity to go out there and get to meet Mr. Valdés because of COVID. Obviously, it had to be done through distancing. He was in New York in any case, even though he has a home here in South Florida. And, you know, the opportunity to bring world-class art and a world-class sculptor to our city was obviously very, very enticing. The second step is, how do we get there and how do we do it? You know, I give Marcelo great credit because his vision is, and yes, he is a little pituita. That's true. Flor is correct on that. But his vision is also a wonderful vision where, you know, he looks and doesn't, he basically sees things before they happen when it comes to the artistic and the cultural world. And I got a chance to go out there and meet Mr. Valdés, obviously, and with Lazaro and with Marcelo. And I thought it was a fantastic idea. Now, you all know that government is never an easy thing to deal with. These things, obviously, we have to go and bring it in front of the council. We were in a budget cycle that obviously, you know, it's been a difficult year for everybody, I think. Luckily, our city, which, by the way, I want to remind everybody again, we're the second lowest millage rate in Miami-Dade County. Luckily, our city has been very, very smart with the way that we've grown. And we have, you know, funds that certainly were there that could be allotted, should be allotted to events like this. So we were able to get the support during the budget cycle to make sure that we were able to put in the funds that could be needed. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, and I think Mr. Cueto pointed out correctly on the chat, our name with all the cities there, I think is a wonderful thing. And it's going to be, and Marcelo was telling me, actually, might have been you too, Flor, I don't remember, that I think in the last exhibit that he had in Europe, I think like about 1.8 million people attended the different, you know, that exhibit. So for us, it's an incredibly exciting time. I mean, it's exciting for Doral, and to be honest with you, it's going to be exciting for us for the rest of Miami-Dade County. You know, I expect some of you that may not live in Doral to take a trek out here, spend some money at our restaurants, you know, and come and visit the exhibit, because I think it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for all of South Florida. So after we had the original meeting, Marcelo made sure he kept on me. And we're here today, and they've been working very hard. We have a committee that obviously encompasses DORCAM and members of the city. And I think they're now solidifying the sites. We'd like to put them around the city, not just in downtown Doral. And it's an exciting time, and it's an exciting time for DORCAM, but also for the City of Doral.
Thank you. Flor, what about the activities that are planned? When can people expect to see the sculptures and where?
Well, hopefully opening day will be on December 5th. And we plan to do tours that include food. So, you know, if we can have any partnership with any restaurants so that we can have some, you know, staff go take people around. We have 5 parks already. From the City of Doral, we already have chosen the sculptures. So there will be groupings of sculptures. The ones in the downtown Doral will be less because of the ballet. After the ballet leaves, we'll put some more in downtown Doral. But we have Central Park, we have Mal Park, we have, what else? The downtown Doral Park area.
Central Park.
By Midtown also up top, the Midtown Doral.
Midtown. So we have several areas that we have already chosen sculptures. And it's important for people to go see them in sight because they are monumental. And when the mayor was standing in front of the sculpture, if he had been closer, he would have been this big and the sculpture would have been that high. Some of these structures are 20 by 30 feet. And one of the biggest ones is going to be inside Central Park because it's just impossible to put it anywhere else. It's so huge and so big. It's called Alhambra, and it has this beautiful bronze head, rusted bronze head with a big, huge structure on either side. And it's magnificent. I can't wait. I mean, I can't sleep at night sometimes. We work until midnight and we get up at 6 and we keep working because we're so excited. This is going to be world class by any measure. And I think that it will bring a lot of visitors to Miami. We're also partnering with the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce and the Visitors Bureau, so that we're going to be on their website, and that website gets about 1 million hits a day. And we will be part of the activities in Miami-Dade County when anybody comes to the area. And we really want to just be part of Miami Art Week. And we're kind of unhappy that there's no Art Basel, but it will be great for us that there's no Art Basel because people will be wanting to see something important and exciting, and this is it. This is what you should see in Miami. If you never went and you never saw those Crystal Islands and you lived here, you missed out. If you don't come to see these sculptures, if you don't stand underneath one of those, you will be always saying, you know, I should have done that. So don't say that, come. And I think that honestly, art brings more money to any city than anything else. And if you don't believe that, look at the Louvre, look at the Prado, look at the, you know, all the museums in New York. They bring a lot of money to the city. And I think cultural tourism is really the way to go. And the reason that we did this outdoor exhibition is so that we can attract a lot of people in a safe manner. So if anybody comes to Miami and they want to be safe, they can come and look at these beautiful sculptures in the middle of this, you know, season of, you know, of tourism. Hopefully it won't be as bad as, you know, as it's been so far. And it'll hopefully be something that's attractive to people that live anywhere in the county and outside of Dade County.
This is great, and I think it's an opportunity for Miami-Dade County and Miami as a city to demonstrate that we are a city that's interested in culture and art, that is not only about Art Basel, that is not only once a year. There is a very rich and alive cultural activity throughout the year in Miami, and this is going to be really, really spectacular. Flor, before we close or open for questions, I would like to address something that a lot of people ask when we talk about the museum is, where is the museum and what the museum is going to have a build. So
the museum is everywhere. We actually have our executive offices right behind the Doral Government Center so that we can easily go knock on JC's door and say, hey, did you get us any money from anyone? Did anybody give us a building? We try to do it only once a month, or every once in a while we like go overboard. But I think, you know, that our goal is to bring culture to Doral. Our goal is to have children be able to enjoy these sculptures. We're partnering with the schools in Doral to do educational programs. We're going to do workshops. We're going to do tours. We're going to have many partners so that we can teach people about who this man is, why he's important, and maybe have children, you know, enter a competition on how to draw a menina. What is a menina? Why do women in history, in the history of the art world, have something on their head? And why is it that he has so many of his sculptures have women with a hat of some sort, whether butterflies or any of the other like helechos, rejas. I'm thinking in Spanish because I've been reading about him so much. So he has all these things that he associates with his women, and maybe, you know, that they're in the history of art. There's a reason for that. We can have people give lectures about that and, you know, instruct all of us on why is it that the meninas are important? Why is it that, you know, that all of these things happen? And why is his art so feminine and so celebrating of women? You know, we as an institution, DORCAM, and it's not because of me, but we support women in art. We think that women are important, and we make sure that we undo everything that every other museum in the world has done, which is only have 10% of exhibitions about women and 90% about men. We do it backwards. Just, you know, one day we'll catch up. And then when we catch up, then we will have 50-50. But yeah, our goal is to be promoting of art in every way that we possibly can.
This is a good opportunity to mention that the museum has done during the last 3 years, has celebrated Women International Day with an exhibition, with events, with talks. So that has been done since 2018. We did it in 2019, and we were able to do it just in time before the pandemic hit in March of this year. So we were lucky that way. Shirley, if we could show, before we open for questions, a quick video that we have about our dream of a museum building and what our expectations it is. Oh, then next one.
The New Bauhaus was a movie we showed recently. It was our first pandemic mode exhibition. We had over 500 people visit the website, and we had workshops on how to make a tote bag Bauhaus style, how to make, how to paint in Bauhaus style, and a lecture about the women of the Bauhaus movement and why they were important. And that's why that's on the cover. This is our dream museum. It's a simple warehouse. It's a place that has multiple uses. There can be exhibitions of any kind. We can have lectures, we can have performances, and we don't plan to collect any art. We are going to be a non-collecting art space, exhibiting engineering, advancements in architecture, design, art, also photography, anything and everything. It's a multidisciplinary approach to art, and there's really no institution like this in South Florida anywhere, and nobody has this kind of vision. We want to be inclusive rather than sticking to one particular mode of art. Art should be really, everything you see should be part of what art is.
That's great. I would like to give the mayor a chance to say any, make any comments before we open to the public for questions.
Yeah, no, once again, I want to thank DORCAM for, you know, certainly elevating our efforts in Doral. I mean, we started from scratch. We had opera at Miami-Dade College. We would have Miami Symphony Orchestra here during the fall. So we've made baby steps, but this actually gives us an opportunity now to go to the next level. You know, I'm committed to supporting DORCAM, not only as the mayor, but also as a board member. I think that, as Flor said, this is going to be unique, not only to Doral, but to South Florida. I know there's a lot of people excited in other parts of the county that have reached out to us. And I think this is the, you know, incipient steps. I mentioned before that in our $150 million park bond, which was approved by the voters, there is in there dollars for a new building where we could have some of the exhibits we've been having here at City Hall, which, while it's wonderful, may not be laid out best to have some of those exhibits that we've had with DORCAM actually. And I know that DORCAM's worked with our Women's Affairs Advisory Board. They did last year. There was plans to do it this year, but COVID obviously intervened. So I'm just really excited about it. I know that sometimes Flor and Marcelo don't get to see my excitement. So I'm glad to see that they know that, you know, to be on the ground level of something as wonderful as this is very unique. You know, I had the honor of being the first mayor of this great city. I don't think there'll be too many other people there won't be any more first mayors, I can tell you that. So of this city. So, and to be on the ground, helping Marcelo, Flor, and the whole DORCAM team, Dainy and the whole DORCAM team is, it's just an honor and a privilege. And I look forward to continuing to work to make this vision a reality. And I think Flor said something that I think is really, really important. I know that sadly this year we're not going to have, you know, people from all around the world coming to South Florida to enjoy art, but uniquely we are going to be probably, maybe, if not the only, one of the few cities that will have some incredible art events occurring during the time period that normally we would have, you know, so many people visiting. So I tell you all, wherever you're at, please come join us this December and enjoy not only this exhibit, but enjoy our, you know, the Nutcracker from Miami City Ballet and learn about us. Because I know some people sometimes I still get people that tell me, hey, you know, I didn't know Doral had so much going on. And our goal when we incorporated was to create a sense of community, and community includes culture. It includes many other things, that includes culture, and now it's coming to fruition. So when you're like the first mayor, it's kind of like seeing your baby grow up a little bit. So I'm very happy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We certainly appreciate your support. And I'm not sure if we mentioned, Flor, if we mentioned that the exhibition is going to be up for 6 months. It's going to open in December and it's going to be on view until June. So plenty of opportunity, but I think the weather also is always nicer in December to be outdoors. So let's take the opportunity. We can open for questions. Actually, I'm not sure if there are questions in the chat so that people have an opportunity to.
So I actually have a quick question. I'll start off. What is the best way that people can get involved in DORCAM and in the city? Is it directly on your website? What is the best way? Should we contact you?
Flor, do you want to take that question?
You got to unmute yourself, Flor. You're on mute. You got to unmute yourself.
Okay. Our website, we've been working on a virtual website for a little bit. It was supposed to be up last night, but probably by this morning or this afternoon it will be up. It's going to be dorcam.org, www.dorcam.org. If you want to donate and become a member for $15 or $30 or $1,000, that sounds great to us. We're a nonprofit, so whatever money you give us for membership will be a tax-deductible donation. Also, if you wait for Give Miami Day, it will make us look even better, because if an organization gets a lot of money during Give Miami Day, which is November 19th, it sort of calls the attention of the powers that be to us down here. And it will be a lot easier for us to be recognized as an institution that is here to stay. And we're not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. We're going to continue to do this until we have a building, until we have the City of Doral enjoy art and the children of the City of Doral. And we have programs, you know, we want to have education be our most important mission. Because I think if you grow up with art, if you grow up seeing beautiful things, and if you grow up admiring beauty and understand why it is that art is so important, then you are a better person no matter what.
Yeah,
Thank you, Flor.
That's very important.
And just let me add that Flor said something that is correct. That in 2017, we cemented through a formal vote our partnership as a city with DORCAM. So their link will be on our website also, so everybody can get reached out to.
And if you like giving
Thank you, Mayor.
tours, if anybody wants to give a tour, we can teach you how to give tours of Manolo Valdés, and you can join the team and you can have a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We do have a question, our first question from Era Pujadas. I hope I pronounced that correctly. You can go ahead and introduce yourself and unmute yourself.
Okay, hi, yes, my name is Eida Pujadas. I'm journalist from Doral Family Journal. I have a question for the mayor. So I think it's a good opportunity to show Doral to the world. Well, how do you expect the rest of the world remember Doral after this exhibition?
Well, I would expect the rest of the world to see Doral as a place that is really emblematic of the new American city. It's a diverse city. It's a city that is not only diverse in the makeup of its residents, but also a city that is growing, a city that has grown the right way in different areas, both economically. I think, like I mentioned before, with our park system and with many other things that we do. But now you have the additional component that we are at the forefront of art in South Florida. And, with all due respect to, and I think we're all a team. So certainly it's wonderful what's happening in Coral Gables, what's happening in Miami Beach, and happening maybe, North Miami and other cities in Miami-Dade County, but now Doral is part of that component. And to me, that gives people, an understanding that we are now with this partnership with DORCAM in the forefront of culture in South Florida, and in this case, in the forefront of a cultural exhibit that has worldwide stature. So, in talking to Flor and Marcelo about this, and I think Flor touched upon it, there is cultural tourism, and there are a lot of people that when they come to South Florida seek that cultural tourism. So this will be the first time we'll be on a stop, as Flor said, with these tours for those who are cultural tourists. So that's the way that I see it. It gives us the opportunity to really go on to a new level.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your question. And our next question comes from Monica Fidel. Monica, go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Monica Fidel. I'm an appraiser of personal property. I appraise fine art, furniture, antiques, residential contents. I was wondering, Manolo Valdés works with different media, and bronze, brass, marble, wood. And I was wondering first, what is the primary media of the sculptures? And also with regard to insuring the pieces, I'm assuming the City of Doral is financing the insurance. What company are you using for the insurance or for insuring the sculptures? Thank you.
We are now. That question is probably better answered by our city attorney or Flor, because they've been working together. So.
Yes, the sculptures are being. First of all, Manolo Valdés, his sculptures are average. The lowest price I saw on any of the sculptures we're showing is around $750,000. They go up to $1.2 million. So if we start, I don't even want to add how much money that is because it would make me more nervous. But every sculpture that we're showing will be insured, fine art insured, covered wall to wall. And the city will be looking for a company to insure the sculptures to the liking of the artist. The artist will always have to approve the insurance, and I have no idea what insurance company they're using, but that definitely is part of the process. We have to get liability insurance just to make sure that no one gets hurt, and if they do, they will have $1 million in their pocket every time they get hurt. And that's basically it. So those things are covered, and the sculptures have to be covered from the minute they get there until the minute they go back to the foundry. We also, the person that moves the sculpture will be Asu Bronze, who really is the foundry of choice for the artist. They have many of his sculptures being built there. So everything is basically taken care of in that sense, but I don't know the particulars of what insurance company is being used because the artist will have to approve it in the end.
And my first question was the media, what medium?
They're every type. We have one large wooden sculpture that's going to be in the middle of, right in front of Government Center, that we will install after January 6th. We have several that are bronze, and we have a couple of marble sculptures and sculptures with bronze, but they really are, stainless steel, whatever, we have chosen a variety so that we would have something for everyone, something a little bit different, and for people to be able to understand that a sculpture doesn't have to be made in one particular way or one particular medium. The artist's main source of income is really his paintings that are magnificent. And they are shown all over the world, and they're collected by multiple museums and private individuals.
Thank you so much for your question, Monica. And we have Dora Jalova, who is also a board member of the Doral Bar Association, with a question. Dora, please introduce yourself.
Hi, Dora Gelova. I'm a vice president at Chase Business Banking. First, I want to thank you very much, Flor, Marcelo, and Mayor, for organizing this event. I think that is in the capacity of a world art event, and I would be very happy to attend. Are there any plans to do any kind of meeting with the artists? Let's say, I know that now gathering is not in person, is not appropriate, but are you planning to do any Zoom meeting or any type of event with the artist?
Absolutely. That would probably be the only way. He's now in New York. He has a home in Miami. His home in Miami is the what used to be the home of Donna Shalala when she was at the University of Miami. He bought that home from the university, and he has multiple sculptures in his garden for people that are like big time sponsors. We plan to do a little event in his garden so that they can enjoy many of the sculptures that are there on display constantly. And then we have a Zoom meeting with the mayor on December 1st for some of our sponsors and donors. And then the public event will be on December 5th in a park, but all those dates are being worked out, but definitely we are going to be having the artist join us via Zoom, because we want to make sure he stays safe and then he lives for many more years.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dora, for your question. We now have Lily Sir, who is also a board member, with a question. Please introduce yourself, Lily.
I am Lillian Sir, and I have a personal question for Dr. Mayoral. You are a practicing physician and still currently actively practicing. When did you get interested in art, and when did you get interested in art?
You know, I think I've been a photographer my entire life. I've been practicing actually not for 30, but for 35 years. And I do before and after pictures of my patients. And one of my exhibitions was about the before and after. I've exhibited in museums in Cuba, in Spain, in the Gables, in different cities in Spain, actually. And so for me, art has always been a part of my life. And my father used to do oil paintings when I was a little girl. And a lot of conversations revolved about around light and how the light hits a painting, and how he's a baker by trade. So I can be a doctor by trade and be an artist on the side. And I grew up around pastelitos. So for me, art has always been something that has been there. And I always wanted to paint like my dad did. And each one of us 3 children have tried to figure out how it is that we are artistic like our dad. And for me, it was photography. And I'm hoping that I can use some of my talents to help, create some of the images that will be used for the exhibition.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lily, for your question. At this time, I don't see anyone else that has any questions.
I see Gloria raising her hand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Gloria, go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself, please, and ask your question.
Mute. Okay. First of all, I want to thank the Doral Bar Association for providing this amazing program. I am so excited about what's happening. And I don't know if y'all know, but I have a show, Gloria's Gab Live, because I read about what nonprofits are doing. But I'm so excited because you've given me so many people that I want to invite on my show. But thank you so much. For the City of Doral, for JC, you're an amazing mayor. And for Marcelo, what you've done with DORCAM is amazing. I remember when you started it and it was just an idea. So just congratulations to everybody. And please, if you guys, anybody that wants to send me press releases, it's gloria@cnews.net. You know, my column's in all over Miami-Dade County now. And for different areas. So I reach well beyond Doral. So I'd love to be able to promote these things as they're happening. So the city is pretty good about giving us information specifically for Doral. But beyond that, I hope you'll share with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gloria. And I don't see any other raised hands. Does anybody, would anybody like to unmute themselves and ask a question? Anybody? Okay, with that, I will hand it over back to I'll hand it over to our president, Santiago Cueto, who is going to close out our meeting today. And thank you so much for Dainy, to Flor and Mayor Bermudez for being our panelists today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Santiago?
Thank you for having us.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for attending. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Flor, Marcelo, Vanesco, Vicky Bakery, and all our sponsors. This has been a really great event. It's really refreshing to focus on art rather than law, especially during these very, very tense and anxious weeks that we have coming up. So thank you so much for everybody attending. And I look forward to you coming to our next events.
Thank you, everybody. That concludes our really lively and wonderful discussion. If you have anything you want to reach out to us, please let us know. And thank you again. We'll see you at our next event.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.